he's like, oh yeah, like I heard this interview with Steve Jobs where he said, or there was like a famous marketing of Apple. It's like something along the lines of, we help people make things that are unique. You're a unique person. Our products will help you be unique. We just happen to make great computers. Like, it's just like that happens to be what we're doing. Yeah. I completely botched it. It's somewhere on the internet. But it's like the story of Mac is that they're helping, or Apple, whatever, is that they're helping people be them and create what they're trying to create with their products, not the products themselves.
That's why, their products are so user-friendly. It's like they're about the people. But like when it comes to music, it's the same thing, It's easy. You go on, open Instagram and you see 20,000 these 15-year-old kids shredding and like playing all these all these licks, and they're like, how do these kids do it? And like all these singers with these perfect kind of, their pitch and like their control. And, it's become like people just assume now that that's what, success in music is, and that's what makes you a good musician. But it doesn't really mean anything. There have been plenty of people forever, hundreds and thousands and thousands and thousands of people who have had tremendous voices and skills. But what makes someone, makes someone to say the term success in music is, what do you have that's truly interesting? That's whether it's your voice, it's your lyrics, and the way you produce music. Like, it's just find what you do and hone in on that really directly, and then really just push that and focus on that. You're trying to do everything at once, trying to put out a song that, everyone's going to be, oh my God, look at this incredible song. But if that's not what you do well, then then your identity is going to be fractured from the beginning. No one's going to really know who you are.
No, I love that.
That's usually the first step. We actually have a special guest in here. We have a special guest. Ryan just walked in the room.
Oh, okay, cool. Dude, nice.
This is his this whole studio is his brainchild.
I want to ask you about this studio. Wait, so tell us where you guys are. So I'm looking at you, and you told me you're in a 4-room facility down the block from you. Where are you located? What is this facility? Tell us about it.
Give me 1 second. I have the headphones on, so I just handed him one of my earpods.
Oh, wait, we're getting a guest on in the middle of an episode?
In the middle of an episode. I think Ryan would be much better equipped to talk about all these kinds of... This is
my God.
Ryan over here.
I love in the mustache. It's like instant. What's up, man?
What's up?
Oh my gosh. For the listeners, I'm in the middle of recording a podcast with Meir, and then some dude with a massive Frank Zappa mustache walks into the room and is co-talking now. So this is the experience. How you doing, man?
Anything could happen.
This is pretty much this is the story of the studio.
It's very true.
It's the story of the
sitting
studio.
Here, because then someone walks in and something. Oh, all right. I guess we're doing this now. You want to? That's pretty much the story.
That's the best kind of story.
Wasn't ready for this.
You remember?
Hey man, I'm Ben, by the way.
Stories. Hey Ryan.
Ryan, what's your last name now that you're on the podcast?
It's Liatsis. Liatsis.
Okay, I'll get a spelling of it to pop it in the show notes.
Yes, I'm of Greek descent.
Excellent, man. I actually just recorded a bouzouki the other week. It was amazing.
Oh wow! I still have yet to do that.
Maybe one day. Wait, so Meir was about to tell me about this studio you guys have. It's like, where are you guys located? Tell me about it.
Cool. Yeah. So we're in Pomona, New York, which is Rockland County, a little north of New York City. Nice in the woods, kind of secluded spot. So it's really nice to just have that kind of space up here and not have the clutter of Manhattan and all the noise and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
So it's very relaxing. And, just let me know what else you want to know about it and anything else.
So you built this out yourself?
Yeah, so we rent the place, and it was actually built as a music studio. It was completely empty. But it's
a residential area.
Yeah. So it's almost like a half home studio, half business studio in a way, because it's at our home, but it's a separate structure from the house, and we made it filled it up with nice gear and all that stuff. But the owner, I guess, built it as a music studio in the 90s, and then whoever else lived here over the last decade or whatever just never used it. So it was basically just an empty studio. You know, it's got separate 4 separate rooms with the glass panels and all that stuff, and it was just completely empty. So we just brought in, you know, over the years I'd compiled just tons of gear. My dad is an AV sales guy, or was for about 30 years, and
Wow.
His company kind of went under when the recession happened, and then he started doing his own freelance gear auctions. So from working for him for all these auctions, I kind of acquired all this random audio gear over the years, you know what I mean? Speakers and sound panels and baffling and interfaces and microphones and whatever, you know?
Amazing.
So I had all this stuff and I had nowhere to put it. And
here it is.
And all of a sudden this studio opportunity kind of fell into our lap, and so now it all has a home.
Wow. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I love the spontaneity of this episode. So Ryan, you're in this band Yimmy with Meir, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So you're a guitar player as well.
Yeah. Mainly a guitar player, but in my last 2 or 3 years, I started playing keyboard.
I'll tell you this: we convinced him to join the band by allowing it to be the keys player.
Letting him play a few songs on the keys.
Yeah,
he's technically
exactly.
the keys player, but that's the only way we got him into the band.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. Amazing. So what's your yeah? No, go on. Sorry.
Ryan himself has been in a band called Schwiz for many years.
Schwiz. I've heard of Schwiz. I've heard of Schwiz.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like prog rock.
Yeah, I'd call it prog rock.
Prog rock. Now it's a duo. Really cool. If anyone
Awesome.
is into any of that, it's really freaking cool.
I'll put links in the show notes for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, it's his band. So he's been doing that for a long time, and that's where we kind of crossed paths. And he, you know, between that year, I don't know how many bands are you in, like
Enough. 4 or 5 these days.
so, but it all kind of crosses over, you know, with all this whole community of musicians and people. It's all kind of, you know, yeah.
So in the productions that you guys work on together, you're kind of more of like the armchair producer, Meir, and Ryan, you're more like the hands-on producer, and like you guys kind of collaborate in that sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, I'm kind of like, I consider myself to be the house engineer of our home, and then our other roommate and other Yimmy member, Dan, kind of produces as well, and then Meir obviously produces the Yimmy stuff that we do, and you know, we all kind of put our little touch on it and all that, but you know, I would say, like you said, Meir is kind of producing and I'm kind of engineering.
It's more like an old school kind of setup. You know, now everyone is a producer, so to speak.
Right. When
Yeah.
you said at the beginning, I don't know if I would consider myself a producer. I was like, okay, this is like a very vague term at this point, and like it's like like the definition.
No, I just like being honest because like I'm not.
Place.
I know what I do, and like I have good at certain things. But you know, now when you say producer, you know, it's producing music is me. You know, making the music. It's everything together now.
Of course.
Back in the old days, it's like, you know, you have a producer who comes in, you have the engineer, the guy who stands at the window telling everyone that they're not playing it good enough.
Yeah.
You know, and then like everyone was like, "Who the hell is that guy?" And then
A&R.
but yeah, it's I've, you know, I definitely don't have the you know, you know, I guess what I really do is just trying to guide everything in a way and take everyone's ideas and, you know, take them really into account and add everyone's little kind of flavor, which is, you know, always fun. And then everyone else does the work.
Yeah.
You just get to show up and strap your guitar on by the time you go
Pretty
upstairs.
much.
Right.
Amazing. Wow. I'm trying to figure out how to ask questions to two people. Hold on a second.
Have you never done that? Is this new?
No, I did. I did with two people, but I was prepared for it. And they're like a production duo. There's an episode with Deco. It's I think it was in the first 10 or so episodes, maybe around then. I did a track with that. I helped record a track with them for Alex Clare in Jerusalem. So I met them and like already like saw kind of how they were working together, and that was like really interesting.
Yeah.
So like every Every duo is cool, man. So you're mixing these projects that Meir's producing.
Yes.
Awesome. It sounds great, man. Really sounds great.
Cool. I appreciate that. Yeah, I wasn't really into the recording stuff until probably the last couple of years. It had always been like a thing, a dream, I guess, quote unquote dream, I guess. But like a goal or a vision of mine to be like a recording guy, because I grew up, like I said, I mentioned my dad does all the AV stuff, so I always had audio gear laying around the house. I always had old tape recorders, and that's how I made all my old demos as a young musician, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, it was always my dream to have a legitimate studio, because all the stuff that I had was essentially just toys, you know what I mean? Just for making demos, and so once I got real, adult gear, then it became a reality, and I started getting really into that side of it, and it took a couple albums worth of mixing till you really kind of find the stuff that you like and the plugins you like to use and the style of editing and mixing that you like to do, you know what I mean? Exactly. So everyone kind of works a little bit differently, So you got to kind of just find what's right for you. And I think at this point we've had the studio for about 2 years, and we're kind of hitting that stride of like, we can crank out an album in like 1 or 2 months, and it's easy. You do a couple sessions and
wow,
and
that's
we
great.
can really get it done pretty quickly.
Album in a month.
We all play everything. We can play everything here. So, and between all of us, we can all. So it's not. We don't really need to do much outsourcing. So if someone's working on a project, you can just with our live room, which has amps, all like 5-6 amps, bass amps, drum kit, keys. There's a Rhodes in there. So like you can literally just do it all, and if you want to do guitars and drums, you do it all in a day, easy, no problem.
Yeah.
So people are
So
people like renting out the studio as like a studio, or they're renting out like you individually, and then like you kind of just pull each other in, like outsource, like
it's kind of
or
combinations.
insource.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of combinations of stuff, but mostly it's been they just heard about the space and they hear that it's good, and then we work out. I've done a couple of sessions where we just rent out the studio space and a guy comes in and does the engineering himself. And then I just literally just open the door for them, you know what I mean? Which is great because that's easier money for me, you know what I mean? Because I just, like I said, I unlock the door, let them in, and then let them have their way with it for 8 hours.
You're the real estate agent.
Yeah, exactly. But
have fun, kids.
Yeah. But on other projects, it's been they hire the studio, plus they hire me to engineer. Sometimes our roommate Dan from Yimmy comes in and helps as my kind of assistant engineer, I guess you would call him. Sometimes Meir's here. It's kind of like Meir said in the beginning when I first walked in. It's kind of like anyone could just kind of pop their head in, and it's not like. We kind of almost encourage that, unless it's somebody specifically is like, we don't want anybody coming in, whatever. But for the most part, it's like people come in, and it's like
it was a good
it's
like
fun,
kind of explanation of like how things roll around here. I think walking in, someone's working on a song. Hey, what do you think about that? What do you think of this? Oh, now 2 hours later, you're working on a song, and you basically have it half finished. Like,
that's awesome.
Now,
it's kind of like
someone else walks in. Oh, you want to do a guitar solo? And it's,
wow, exactly.
So it's just like a lot of like rolling with it,
times,
like almost like a WeWork situation. I don't know. It's like a weird example, but but it's just it's like a commune.
The community here,
the
community here of musicians. It's like it can be a real asset, and it's great. Your friends are all popping in for whatever reason to the house or to the studio, and then someone's just coming by, and then you have 3 backup singers. Like when we released our first track for Yimmy, we had we did this song. It's called All Right, and it's basically a long kind of funk jam instrumental kind of thing, and I think we had recorded most of it, and we had decided that we're just gonna wrap up. We had a horn section, so we couldn't finish. For the EP, we couldn't finish all in one day. So we're like, I'd come back. I think it was Memorial Day or something.
Yeah, it was one of those holidays.
Everyone come by. We'll finish up the song. We'll bring your your girlfriends or whatever, and like invite people to hang out. They'll hang out outside into the house, and we'll just hang out on Memorial Day. And it turned into we had like a 20-piece gospel choir. you know, for the song. We're like, hey, hey guys, everybody come inside. Let's go record. And